I'm a trans man and I'm pregnant with my third child. I was given birth prior to transitioning and after transitioning. How do you feel about my transition?
I feel like you living a dream because that's something you wanted to do and you did it.
They get crazy in these comments. Why did you transition and have a baby? The kids are going to be confused. You don't have to agree with the way I live my life, but you don't have to judge the way I live my life either. You feel me?
When did you explain to Amour that you gave birth to her?
I started transitioning in 2016. My name is Mayson. I'm the father of 2 and pregnant with my 3rd. I was assigned female at birth. For a lot of y'all that don't know what transgender is, trans man, female, transition to male. Okay. Before I started transitioning, I just felt a little bit out of place. I always knew something wasn't right. I never really felt comfortable dressing in girl clothes. Once I got of age to learn what transitioning was, I told my sister, I'm a transition, my name will be Mayson. I was 17 when I started transitioning.
How is your pregnancy going? How are you feeling?
It's a little bit overwhelming at this part because I'm pretty big, body going through a lot of changes that I don't wish to go through. Carrying a baby can be amazing, beautiful, but it can also be a lot when you're trans. I've been on hormones for a long time, so I have to stop. I'm 7 months now, almost there, almost to the finish. We'll just grab a cutting board. Come on, bro. You can get up here. I'm the father of 2.
Who's cutting the watermelon?
Amour is my 3-year-old. Say hi, mama. Hi. Skylor, that's my 12-year-old. What's up, you guys? It's TED Talk with the trans dad. That's Skylor. That's my 10-year-old that I had before I transitioned. I would describe my kids as joyful, really outgoing. Skylor is very open-minded, is smart. Like, she likes to learn. Mama, come over here. Amour is like the funny, playful one. Gonna talk your head off, y'all probably seen that. She talks a lot. What's this, Mama?
Mama.
Yeah, she called it a cat at first. My daughters are very overprotective of who I am.
What are the best things about being a parent?
Everything. Go get your toy, come back. You got little humans that look up to you. They counting on you.
Yeah.
Yellow.
Skylor, who's the better cook, you or your dad?
Me.
I'll teach you how to cook. I was still a mass-presenting woman when I had Skylor. When I was pregnant with Amour, I identified as a trans male. Who's that, Mama?
My sister.
Big.
What does transgender mean?
A person who transitioned from the opposite gender that they were before.
How did your dad explain to you that he is transgender?
He showed me pictures of him when he was a girl, and then he explained that he is no longer a girl and that he went through a transition to become a man.
Go ahead, Baba. You can get it. How do you feel about my transition?
I feel like you living a dream because that's something you wanted to do and you did it. A lot of people do it sometimes because they're not happy with their gender. If you're not happy with your body, you could always try to change it. You could always try to make a change.
When did you tell Skylor that you are transgender?
She always knew. She always knew I was different. She always called me dad too, like even before I transitioned. She always called me dad. I never knew why, never asked her to, none of that. Once I told her, she was like, all right, that's what you want to do. I'm with you. How has me being trans affected you?
It has not affected me at all personally. It just gives me a more open mind about the more sexualities and other people.
When did you explain to Amour that you gave birth to her?
I would say explaining to Amour that I gave birth to her is still going on. Amour is only 3. Check my tummy.
Look at baby.
I think now that she see me pregnant with another kid, the questions are really coming on, and she's learning mom, dad, mom has babies, stuff like that. So she always asks me like, Dad, I came out of your tummy? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, you got another baby in your tummy. You gonna be a big sister?
How would you describe your approach to teaching your children about gender?
I just show them that it's different ways of living.
They're more smarter than you'll ever even know. They know not to treat people differently because they choose to live their life differently.
Just learn to love people, accept people. You don't gotta agree with their lifestyle, but just accept them for who they are.
Tell us how you plan to have a child with Kay and how you plan to co-parent.
Kay is the father of my child. I knew Kay for a long time, since 2016. I kind of bring that on him. I'm like, I want another child. So he's like, well, I want a child too. So I'm like, okay, let's try.
It's my first baby, so I don't know. I get to pour all my energy into a little me. Giving the baby the best that we possibly can. We're gonna work hard.
Do you know the gender of the baby?
Yes, the gender of the baby is a boy.
Have you gotten everything for the baby already?
We got a lot of stuff. It's
Well,
a
we
lot.
got a
It's a
lot,
lot
like-
of stuff.
Got all types of stuff in there. They got twins.
To me, it still don't feel real. Like, I don't think it's gonna feel real until Mayson is actually in the hospital bed and the baby is coming out.
I started sharing my journey when I first started transitioning back in 2016.
What's up, TikTok? You do know you don't have to follow trans people. You do know you don't have to agree with trans people lifestyle. But don't sit and watch how whole transition and then talk about it. I think that's weird.
What response have you had to announcing this pregnancy?
A lot. Some good responses, some bad responses. He posted a gender reveal on his Instagram and people was commenting on that because they were confused. They was like, we see two men, like how is he having a baby? And he's a big fan base. He does dancing, you know, with all types of celebrities, stuff like that.
Anybody has the right to speak their mind, but some things you just don't say. You can leave the negative stuff behind.
They get crazy in these comments. Some people like, why did you transition and have a baby? The kids are going to be confused.
Are you confused about gender and sexuality?
No.
Men can't get pregnant. The baby is going to suffer mentally. I'm feeling really sad about this. Does your daughter know that the dad is actually mommy but in denial?
How do these make you feel?
The only comments that makes me feel some type of way is when people say my kids will suffer or my kids will be confused. How? Like, how is a kid that you properly educate going to suffer mentally? Like, I ask her questions. I sit and I have talks with her and I ask about my lifestyle.
Because I'm a spectator of these type of questions, I don't really get upset, but I do be like, do you people not educate your kids or do you not educate yourself? Because the world that we live in is different now.
What do you think about that, Kay?
People are just uneducated, and I just feel like people, if you don't have nothing good to say, you shouldn't be saying it at all.
I'm going to live my life the way I want to live my life. You feel me? I'm going to do whatever I want to do with my life. Monet is my older sister. I call Monet for everything. Skylor. She was like, Ed, I want a nose ring. And she's on 12. So I was like, let me call Monet. And Monet was like, no, she's too young.
What if Skylor one day comes home with a nose ring and she didn't?
She come home with a nose ring, she punished.
Me personally, Mason was my favorite sibling out of all my mom's kids. Like, we were very close.
Did you have any concerns about Mayson being trans and pregnant?
It's just like answering questions, like everybody having questions, and it always been like that since we was little. Like, I had to defend him. You know, people judge a book by its cover, but yeah, I don't like it. I was there when he started his transition. I will be there, like, through whatever with him. As a father, he's a good dad.
Get off that sofa like that. Phone. My message to other transgender parents is make sure you educate your kid along the way. Don't be scared.
I feel it.
Yeah.
It's so hard. I felt it. He kicked me.
Don't worry about society. They're going to talk no matter what. Do what makes you happy. And be a good parent.